What's up, everyone? Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday night, per the always, almost always. Anyway, I'm your host, Grandpa, on this screen. That's Bradley Brown on the other side. What's up, Bradley?
How's it going?
It's going. I'll put it that way. Uh, we got a few things to talk about. Let's do that before we get going. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers five different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all five of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series, and you can find us, Shoe Booty Sports, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on X at Shoe Booty Sports. So you were telling me there's been news really all across the NFL today. Um, you were telling me before I hit record, Traylon Burks is officially released by the Titans.
Yeah, because he was like put on waivers like back in July, and then they put him on in the injured reserve list. And now he's just, he's cut entirely. So
I
I,
figured he
I,
was sitting at
I thought he was gone. Yeah. But
yeah. I figured he was sitting at the house in Warren. Just I don't know, doing what, recovering or something. I didn't know. I assumed he had been cut a while ago. But
yeah.
there you go. um, People listening that aren't Arkansas people are probably like, who? Who are they talking about? Exactly. Traylon Burks was supposed to be the guy that replaced AJ Brown in Tennessee. After the Eagles got a steal for that, and
Yeah.
yeah, Traylon
Got bit
Burks
real
got
hard by the injury bug.
real hard, and also when he did play, he really just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And he's the most talented Razorback receiver I've seen. I think that's fair to say. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. There were some really good receivers during that Petrino era, but Traylon Burks was really good at Arkansas for 3 years.
Let's see
Trey,
what.
yeah, Traylon Burks is the best I saw at Arkansas at the receiver position. So it's wild to see that his career is probably done. I don't know that another team's gonna take a chance on him at this point.
Nah, heck, he tore his ACL last year, right? So,
It's been something every time he's taken to the field. So it's what it is, man. It's football. But okay,
it happens.
yeah. We'll talk about the Razorbacks in a little bit. First, what do you think about Joe Flacco being traded from the Browns to the Bengals? I didn't realize. I knew it was bad for the Bengals. I didn't know Jake Browning has been this bad. I mean, I should have been able to put that together just looking at the scores. But 8 interceptions over these last 3 games or whatever it's been, not good. So yeah, you're going to make a move for a veteran guy. So even if it's within the division, so yeah, Joe
Yeah.
Flacco to the Bengals.
He don't even have to move states, man. Like, he's,
Yeah, it, and I don't think anybody really gave anything up. From what I saw, it was just Browns gave up or got a fifth round pick, and then they gave the Bengals Flacco plus a sixth round pick. So it's just
they've,
basically here you go.
they've got plenty of picks to deal. So,
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Browns.
Well, and you got a couple of rookies there anyway at quarterback that you want to see if they'll work out or not. So it makes sense to just want to go ahead and play them, considering how things are going anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and see what you got. If they ain't it, draft another one. It's their MO.
Yeah, well, the Bengals are hoping they can just get something similar to what Flacco did for the Browns a year or two ago, and I don't know that that's going to happen. But if it can, it can happen. I think in Cincinnati now, the Bengals' offensive line's still an issue, and that's not good for a guy like Flacco who doesn't run. But you have Jamar Chase, you have T. Higgins, you got pieces there. Is it going to work out? I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's going to be probably closer to more of the same than a resurgence type of thing, where you agree or disagree.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I'm not expecting much out of Flacco. Like, why would you? So, I,
Good.
yeah, but that offensive line, like I said, it's a lost cause pretty much. But we'll see.
Uh, Going back to receivers that we've kind of forgotten about. I see number two on the ESPN headlines here, top headlines. OBJ, and when I read that, I was like, I assume I mean Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah,
OBJ accepts 6 game PED suspension from NFL. My first thought was he's still in the league.
yeah, that was my first thought too.
He is a free agent, so I was right in thinking that. I mean, he's a free agent. I say he's only 33, but that's old for a wide receiver. I mean, that's pretty old for a wideout in the NFL. Um, yeah, he's apparently he's expressed. I looked at the article a little bit. He's expressed interest in playing for the Steelers, Rams, Giants type of thing. One other team was in there, but I don't think any of those teams are going to be calling anytime soon. I think we've probably seen the last of that. He last played last season with the Dolphins. I think got cut after 9 games just because he had no impact. He had 9 catches for 55 yards. I think was the stat line last season.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Odell Beckham Jr. has been relevant in football, which it just happens. Father Time catches everybody,
Yeah.
and
Well,
he's
when
had
was the
injuries.
last time he was relevant? Whenever he subbed in the Super Bowl for the Rams? Whenever he whenever he got cleared from that injury and in time for the Super Bowl?
Here's the thing, too. Beckham would have been the MVP of that Super Bowl that they won. He would have been the MVP. He was killing it until he got hurt. Was it right before halftime or the start of the second half?
I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, Odell Beckham would have been the Super Bowl MVP had he played the whole game, but was taken out via injury and was done after that. And so, I mean, you hate that. Very, very talented guy or receiver, very immature also. So that hasn't helped
Yeah.
his cause. Typical diva wide receiver times three or four. Uh, but I would be surprised if you saw Odell Beckham Jr. back in the league, right?
Yeah. Probably see him on as a TV personality before you see him on the field. So, well, I say that that's the only way you're going to see him on the field again. I'll say that if he goes into TV, which I don't think he will.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saved his money or anything like that, but he's made enough money. He probably doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his days if he chooses to. Again, I don't know his financial situation. May need a job, may not. Um, I don't know, but I was just surprised to see him in the headlines. So he'd be eligible to play in week 12. So even if you're interested, you're still going to have to wait a while. So
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to be calling that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Yeah. I was going to say, did you, speaking of confusing headlines, you see Jerry Jones's headline? He's getting fined for flipping the bird.
I was getting to that. Yeah. See, I when I saw him the video, the photos of him flipping the bird, I thought it was AI at first, just because so many things are AI now. And I just remember the Titans owner doing it to those fans years
Yeah.
ago, and it being a big viral thing before things went viral. That was one of those things that did go viral in the original days of things going viral. I thought it was AI at first, and I didn't look into it any further. But at the same time, I was like, I could see Jerry doing that. So I remember thinking it's believable, but I don't know if it's real. And so it is real. That's the first confirmation I've gotten of it because I haven't cared enough to dive into it further to find out if it's real or not.
250K, man. 125 apiece.
Exactly. That's a lot of money for flipping the bird.
Yeah, for calling somebody number one, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, two times.
Yeah.
I think he'll be okay. Uh, but yeah, I did see that, and we okay. I guess we can talk a little pro football before we get to college. Well, first of all, I'm not going to rub it in, but I guess you can probably see where I'm going with this. You and I faced off in fantasy football this past weekend, and I didn't pay too much attention to. I did. I paid attention to the game because it ended up being a really good game between the Chiefs and Jaguars last night. But I just kept thinking, I was like, well, I hope Chiefs just either score or have to punt because Harrison Butker, had he done anything similar to the last couple of weeks, you would have beaten me. I squeaked by you. It was what, a 5 point win last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell by the look on your face you're thrilled to talk about this.
Very excited.
Yeah,
Watch that whole freaking game and just watch the Jaguars defense just be completely helpless inside the 20. And then the very first score was a pick play, and then they picked up the flag. That would have moved the ball back, and it was third. It would have been third and long. I doubt they would have got in the end zone. Hey, that'd been 4 points for me. I mean, but yeah, I knew after that first drive, I was screwed for the rest of the night. So I just got to watch it and just be mad for the rest of the night because I knew it was going to happen. For some reason, I can never beat you or Luke head to head. Like one time I was projected to beat Luke by 30 points. Still lost to him. It's, yeah, I don't know what it is. I hate it. And I was the number one draft, top draft, number one team. I'm ranked 8 now. 8.
injuries happen though.
Due to Derrick Henry, he's not injured. He just sucks ass. But I did
That's
lose
true.
my other starting running back. And yeah, it's it's been great. I love it.
What are
Uh,
you now, 2-3?
yeah.
Wow.
Never had a losing record in this league.
Well, it was a long season ago, but
Yeah.
your
But hey,
boy,
my other league, I crushed it to become 2-3. So, but I was picked dead last in that one. So I don't give a crap about that league, even though I'm spending money on it. I care about this other league.
yeah, I improved to 4-1 with that win, so I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
90% chance to make the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple things. So Willie Marks had a really good week last week. So I was like, okay, well, there's my starter. I've been desperate for a running back. There's my starter. I plug him in. He gets a whopping 2 points. Gets outpaced by Nick Chubb. Didn't see that coming. And then I start Emari Demercado because uh, what's his face, James Conner and somebody or Trey Benson and James Conner out. So okay, Demercado is obviously going to be the guy. No, he gets outpaced by Michael Carter, but Demercado could have been in double digits. I saw that he had 6 points and a fumble and 81 yards. I was like, well, how did that happen? And then I go and look up the play. He breaks for like a 75-yard touchdown, but does the thing that I don't know how
Dumbest play in
this
football.
is
Yeah.
still happening. I don't know how it ever became a thing, but this happens way like consistently. Runner or a ball carrier flips the ball before actually crossing the goal line and then fumble, and either the other team recovers or it goes to the back of the end zone like this one did, and it's a touchback. I think is what it was. So that's instantly lost fumble minus 2 points. So I lost 8 points total just on that play. Just I could have had 8 more points than I did. So I was thinking of that. I was like, watch me lose by 3 points or something like that. And oh, meanwhile, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, who somebody dropped in their league. I don't know why they did, but I was thrilled when I saw that. I was
Wasn't
like, okay,
me. Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I'm getting that guy. And because I was desperate for running back, he gets 27 points on my bench. And Devontae Smith, 19 points on my bench. So I had those guys just chilling on my bench. And had I flipped those spots, that's an extra 35 points or whatever it is, 35, 40 points. I did knock it out of the park, though, picking up Theo Johnson, the Giants tight end, because I saw Brock Bowers wasn't going to play. So I was like, well, I need a tight end because I don't have another one on the roster. I did this Saturday night. Saturday night, I was playing catch up on my computer and I was like, oh, well, I need a tight end. Who am I going to get? And I was looking at two guys. And because I wanted Darren Waller last week when he went on the waiver wire, but I didn't pick him up, or somebody got him before I could. And so it was between Theo Johnson and I can't remember the other guy, but the other guy had a touchdown but didn't have a Theo Johnson day. And I just had in my brain, I was like, well, Jackson Dart's the starter now. What do rookie quarterbacks love? They love a tight end as that safety net. So that was the reason I made that decision to pick him up and plug him in. And then, yeah, 21 points later, Theo Johnson came out of nowhere to put together a good week for me. So I did knock that one out of the park.
Yeah, you kicked my ass with a bunch of no names. Congratulations.
Well, it's kind of been the case this year. It's see, I was nervous because I thought you might win because the commissioner picked me to win this week. He's picked me to lose every week. At first, I was annoyed, and then I was like, you know what? I'm actually good. I kind of prefer this because nobody sees it coming, type of thing. It got to where I preferred it to be not picked to win. So I was a little nervous when he picked me to win. That was like, this might not go well just because it just gave me bad vibes from the get go. We
Well, he's
both
picked me to
really,
lose every time too. So
yeah. Well, he, like I said, at first I partially took it. I wouldn't say I took it personal, but I was just irked by it. Like, oh, come on, man. But then it was like, yeah, okay, I prefer this. I want to be the underdog kind of thing. And just keep winning. That
hmm
was that was what I was going for at that point. But I was nervous when he picked me to win. Either way, I think both of our teams shit the bed.
yeah,
Neither really as a whole. I don't know that either one of us deserved to win, but one of us
no,
had to.
yep. Well, yeah, hopefully you can do something with that hot start. I was off to like 6-0 last year. 11-2 finished the season, made it to the championship, and Clint stomped me. So,
Well, it
yep,
happens. I got to the playoffs in the league I was in last year and barely lost, and ended up outscoring everybody in the championship game in the next round. I barely
that
lost.
happened the previous year in this league. Luke outed me and won, and then I outscored him, outscored everybody for the rest. It was awesome.
It
So,
happened. All right. Well, enough talk about our matchup this week because I'm sure everybody just dying to hear that info.
yeah,
But
on
top
the edge
waiver
of their seat.
top waiver wire pickup for this week. Who what are some of the names, positions out there in our league or just in general that come to mind that you're looking into picking up? Those of you fantasy football gurus out there, like us.
Mm. Think I think I've got to go get a. I don't know, man. I don't know who I'm targeting. I need a running back desperately, but I'm gonna have to trade to get one worth crap. Um, I don't know. Hadn't even looked at it. I looked at my other league's waiver wire this week. Uh, yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, just in our league alone, let's just go quarterback because there's always quarterbacks available. If you're in a one quarterback league, if you're in a two quarterback league, that's going to be different. But if you're like
Yeah.
most one quarterback league, there's usually plenty of productive ones available. Trevor Lawrence, he's available in our league. Um, I'm not sure what he's rostered in or as far as overall leagues go on ESPN. Trevor Lawrence available. Two available. Michael Penix Jr. has had good weeks here and there. Aaron Rodgers just hasn't been consistently putting up a whole lot of points. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, the Steelers are having success, but from a fantasy perspective, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been a guy you want to pick up. Joe Flacco, he got a huge uptick in projected points. I don't know that that's going to be the case that they're going to come in
Now,
and yeah, he's going to get points right away. Uh, Dylan Gabriel naturally had a huge uptick in projection just because, well, he's going to be the starter now. If you if you're Stefanski, I mean, well, this is a dumb question because he's obviously going with Gabriel. If you were Stefanski, would you? Well, no, bad question again. Let me put it this way: who would you rather see? Would you rather see Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders?
I don't know, man. Uh, we haven't really. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of Shador. Like, watched him in a couple of games last year. I don't know.
Shador was a really good player in college. Nothing. Didn't do anything that just blew me away, but he was a really good college quarterback. I mean, you look at his numbers; the numbers support that. He's a tough kid. I mean, he had a bad offensive line at Colorado, a bad offensive line. You see how Colorado's doing this season. Uh,
Yeah.
they and they won 9 games last year with with Shador at quarterback. I would I assume Stefanski sees stuff that we don't and just thinks Dylan Gabriel's the better quarterback, and that may be the case. But I would want it if the Browns were playing and Shador was the starter. I would be interested in watching that game. I don't.
Yeah, I would tune in.
I
So,
don't care that Dylan Gabriel's the starter. I have no interest in the game.
no,
So I guess that's my way of answering that. I'd rather see Shador. But is it the right move? I don't know. But
but they got to lose.
yeah, exactly. I would like to see Shador just because I want to see what happens. I want to see if he can do it at this level. He did things in the some good things in the preseason. I know he gets a lot of negative publicity. I don't completely understand it. I get some of it, I guess, but he hasn't done anything to me that's just warranted the kind of criticism that he gets at Colorado and even in the pros. I don't understand it really,
Yeah.
but it's what it is, I guess. Okay, how about the game of the week? It had to be the game. It had to be last night's Monday Night Football game, right? Jaguars Chiefs.
Ah, man, yeah, that was a pretty good ending. I don't know. There's a lot of them, dude. There's a lot of double-digit comebacks. I think there was three other ones, including the Chiefs, or not including the Chiefs. Uh, the ending to the Arizona game, your score that was a fumble, um, that cost them that. Uh, who else came back? Was
I don't know.
other than the Chiefs? What was the other game?
I
But
admittedly have some recency bias when I think of Jaguars Chiefs last night. I was thinking, what game was better than that? Surely there wasn't one. Maybe there was. I didn't see
I
any of
mean,
that.
Washington came back. And yeah, Tennessee came back, and then Tampa Bay, or what now is Denver. They came back from down from Philly.
The Denver,
So
see, but that wasn't really just a good game to me. It was just Philly just failed to
yeah,
put Denver away for the entire second half. I just kept waiting for them to put them away, and they just never did, never scored again.
oh,
And Denver just eventually came back and took the lead and won it. It was a weird game.
yeah.
I wouldn't say that was a good game. It was competitive.
For as good as Philly can look at times, they can look pretty dang bad at other times.
Like last night was see. It's also the story. Jacksonville is on the come up and looks like this was the real kind of measuring stick. Even though Kansas City is 2-3 now, it's still kind of a measuring stick of, okay, is Jacksonville for real? I mean, it's still too early to tell, I guess, but if this team turns out to be for real, we can point to this game as, okay, this is where it started. This is where we found out, okay, there's something to this team. Defensively, I thought they looked pretty good overall. The 99-yard pick six they got on Mahomes. Uh, Trevor
Let
Lawrence made some big
let
time
them score every
throws.
time they got in the red zone.
It was like a 20, no, it was like 14-14 in the second half at a certain point. It wasn't like it was a just an offensive slugfest or offensive shootout.
I mean, personally, I would like to see them stop them before they got in the end zone. So,
Well, I
so
was
they
going to
kick
say
field goal.
you had a little biased
But
perspective. I didn't want them to do that, and they succeeded.
I know. That's why I said, of course, you said they had good defense. Of course, you like their defense. They did exactly what you wanted them to
They did.
and still won.
Yes, yes, they did. Uh, but when Kansas City took the lead late, I thought, okay, that's it. Kansas City's
Yeah.
going to win it. And then Jacksonville convert. Trevor Lawrence just throws that
Yeah.
beauty.
Nope. You forget the kickoff out of bounds. That set them up.
Yeah, yes,
That made it a lot easier.
but that throw Trevor Lawrence made to
He made some good plays, yes.
number
It was
7, I can't think of his name, but he couldn't have walked up and put it there any better than where he threw it. And with a guy coming at him like that, I was like, man, that is a big time pro quarterback throw.
Yeah.
And then to score the go ahead touchdown the way that they did, falling down, I thought, okay, and you could see just the panic in him.
Dude.
But he said he was thinking, I was just trying to get up and throw it away. Just so I could throw it away. But then I got up and saw, like, okay, well, there's an opening here. And then he just goes and makes a play. Trevor Lawrence has always been underrated as a runner. He did that stuff at Clemson. He was really good at that at Clemson. He ran all over Alabama in the national championship game the year that they won it. Threw it all over them too.
Yeah.
But there's something to this Jacksonville team, I think. It's still too early to tell, but I've always been a Trevor Lawrence guy. That's still the only time I've ever seen a Nick Saban team quit in a game. Was the national championship game in I guess it was 2019, the beginning of 2019. And yeah, ever since then, of course, we know his record at Clemson was like this guy's got franchise quarterback written all over him. I just hope he goes to a good one. And Jacksonville is not the best destination for that. I was just glad it wasn't the Jets. I was just thinking
Yeah.
I really don't want him to go to the Jets. I'll take
Jets or
Jacksonville.
Browns.
Yes, but the Jets were the other team in line for the number 1 pick going into that season. And I was just thinking, please don't let it be the Jets. Please don't let it be the Jets. I saw that it was Jackson. I was like, okay, there's a chance. Like he's going to have a chance. You go to the Jets, you got no chance. You see how they're doing. They're 0-5. And it wouldn't have mattered if Rodgers was quarterback or Justin Fields. If Rodgers was quarterback, they might be 1-4. you know. But yeah, the Jets are just the Jets. I don't have to say anything further. We know that they're one of the worst run organizations in pro sports. So, what it is there. Okay, we've talked quite a bit about NFL football. Should we talk about our Razorbacks and college football for a little bit before we get out of here?
Yeah, if you want. Be good.
Well, quick touch up on postseason baseball. Have you watched any of it?
I watched a little bit of the Cubs game last night, and I watched a couple of the wild card rounds. So
Brewers won again last night, didn't they?
yeah,
Yeah. So Milwaukee's up 2-0. Believe Milwaukee had the best record in baseball coming into the playoffs. I know they were the best team in the National League, at least record wise, and really for a stretch all year. They had a ridiculous winning streak at one point. Um, Milwaukee has been the kings of the Central Division for years now, and have been the team of the decade in the Central. So the Milwaukee's a legitimate World Series contender. But I you and I have made World Series picks as far as who we thought were going to be in the series last week. You said the Dodgers for National League. I said Phillies. I was partially thinking with my heart on that pick because I've watched these two games between the Phillies and Dodgers. It's the most intriguing matchup to me. And Blue Jays Yankees is interesting too, but I'm more interested in the Phillies Dodgers. And Phillies are fighting. They're the fighting Phils, but man, it is the Dodgers are so good. They are so good. They're the new Yankees. They're the modern day Yankees.
Yep.
And Dodgers are should be favored to win the whole thing. They're the best team. They have the best lineup. They have the best pitching. It's Kershaw's last year. You knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is it for him. It's they don't need him. That's the thing. Like they're that good, and it's weird to say that, but I mean, just the Dodgers are just that good. Yeah, the Dodgers should be the favorites. The only I don't know a team that can match up with them, even in the American League. Maybe Toronto, but I haven't seen enough of Toronto. I just know the record. I know how they
Yeah.
dominated the Yankees so far.
Yeah.
But I'll check out Phillies Dodgers again tomorrow night, and just hope the Phillies pull it out or pull it off. Don't but to beat the Dodgers four times, I don't know that any team can do that. Especially if you give them a 2-0 advantage series wise. Okay, Arkansas this week goes to Knoxville. I don't know when the game is. Is it a morning game? Afternoon?
Nah, I thought it was like a afternoon game, but I don't know. That ESPN likes Tennessee, so we might get a primetime game out of it. But
There's actually intrigue to this game. Bobby Petrino, head coach again. You got a bye week you got an extra week to prepare for them. There's some intrigue here. Let's make our picks now, and then we'll analyze from there.
3:15 in the afternoon.
There you go. Is this Central Time, I assume?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Okay, Central Standard Time. Okay. Either way, it's an afternoon game. It, yeah, so solid time slot for the most part.
Yep.
Who we got? Arkansas,
Ah,
Tennessee.
man. Vegas is expecting a lot of points in this one. The over-under is 68.5. That's a lot
Oh,
of points. Yeah. Tennessee is a 12.5 point favorite. I would probably jump all over Arkansas on that one. Uh, I don't know. Hopefully, Bobby's screamed and cussed at the players enough that they start believing in themselves again this past 2 weeks, and actually show some fight. I don't know, man. I think it all depends on how that first quarter goes. If we don't make any stupid mistakes and get down on ourselves, that's going to be big time. Hopefully we can keep it close. I think we can keep it within 10 points. It's probably going to be like something like 40-30 or something. They're
but
going
you
to
have,
score points.
but you have Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah. Tennessee.
I'm also picking Tennessee. I would love to be wrong. I love seeing, well, one, a Petrino coached Arkansas team win, two, Tennessee lose. I like both of those things. Both of those things are excellent for me. Or yeah, to me. You said the over under point total is what?
68.5.
Would you take that? I would take that. I would go the over.
That is a lot of points, man.
But okay, here's the
I mean,
thing
I
though.
just said my score prediction. I got to take it. I said
Yeah,
40-30.
exactly. But I see the thing is, it's not necessarily Arkansas's offense. I think they will be improved, even though Arkansas's defense should improve. I mean, well, one Petrino's not a defensive guy, but you can't get any worse than what Arkansas has looked like defensively the last couple of weeks. Tennessee's going to score points. Man, they're going to score points. You can't fix that bad of a defense that much. There can't be that much improvement in 2 weeks. They're just you can't. You can have Nick Saban come in there and try to work on it. You're not going to see that much improvement over 2 weeks. It's just not going to happen. Not with that. Not with the players you have out there.
No.
That's a pretty good score prediction by you. I'm going to go 40. I'm going to go 45. I'm going to go 45-35. How about that? Tennessee over Arkansas. I'd love to see that flipped. Just don't know that's going to happen.
Heck, I'd love to see it. Well, I wouldn't love to see it, but I mean, I guess if the end result was like a 14-13 Arkansas victory, but that ain't gonna happen.
No,
Vegas would make
no.
a lot of money off of that game. Let me tell you.
It'd be more likely to happen when Arkansas plays Texas.
Yeah.
How that's the story of the college football season so far. Number one Texas and number two Penn State completely out of the preseason. That was their ranking. Completely out of the top 25 before mid-October. That's wild.
But we've seen it before. We've seen it happen before. But
I'm
and
not.
everybody was a little suspect of Texas being number one.
I don't
Now,
see. That's the thing. I don't think everybody was, and I'm shocked by that because you and I weren't, or you and I weren't surprised, or excuse me, you and I were suspect of that. Many
yeah.
other people weren't experts. Quotation marks. Paul Feinbaum called Arch Manning the best college football player since Tim Tebow, which is wild. It's like, how do you? We haven't seen him. How do you know this? Why is Quinn Ewers playing if he's this good? You know what I mean? Steve Spurrier said that. He's like, why if this guy's going to win the Heisman, why was Quinn Ewers playing in front of him for the last 2 years? Which is the case.
Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. So,
Yeah, I was like, maybe he can play, but we don't know. And or excuse me, like old ball coach said, or head ball coach, whatever he calls himself, head ball coach. He didn't like old ball coach. That's what it was. If he was this good, we'd have seen him a lot earlier. But to see those two teams completely out of the top 25 at this point, it's wild. But shouldn't be that. I'm more so surprised by Penn State being out than Texas. I thought Penn State was going to be really good. I thought they were going to challenge Ohio State for that top spot in the Big Ten.
yeah.
I'm not surprised by Texas. So, but that's what it is. I like it though. One is Texas struggling too. Gives Arkansas a little bit more of a chance when those two teams play later on in the year. But we are out of time, so we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next week though with more, well, more of the same. But until then, we'll see y'all next week. More of the same, but different stuff in between. But until next week, I'm Grandpal.
The Brown.
Deuces, y'all.
Peace.